Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. He's Mike Brenner. I'm Peter Lochak. We're the odds couple. This is our MLB odds couple for Thursday, October 20th. The MLB playoffs chugging along. We both finally had a nice call winner. I thought that was one that I was more confident about than most of the playoff picks, just because of the line.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like you can say we made a great call, but if it had been minus 140, I wouldn't have been on it.
Exactly.
But at minus 110.
And if it went south at minus 110, you're okay with it. But that was
exactly.
Yeah.
So nice job yesterday. And Mike,
you know what, though? I thought I was going to get that second half with Toronto in the ninth. They had a guy on. Batista hits a double, and boom. But you know what? A push is like a win sometimes, Pistol Pete.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that game with the Cubs, just real quick, a lot of times the sharp money, I have a source I very, very highly respect, and an hour before the game, hey, you got to jump on the Dodgers and this and that, and the percentages and all this. You know what? Sometimes the sharps and so-called wise guys, they're wrong as well.
Sure.
Emotion and momentum's what I think is big for my end.
Especially in baseball. I don't know why the Sharps would be on that yesterday, but
Yeah,
today,
and I'll play you the recording afterwards. I played it for Dennis. He couldn't believe it.
Today, I could understand maybe why the Sharps would be on the Dodgers, because here we go. Obviously, I would lean towards the Cubs, but you're not getting a minus 110 line. You're getting a minus 160 line. It's Lester against Maeda. Obviously, Lester has been great in the playoffs, given, shutout after shutout, inning, and Maeda has not been himself, although, I feel like, his arm is still there. I haven't read any reports of him having, physical issues.
His arm's still there.
So, I don't know. I would definitely lean Cubs at minus 110 at a coin flip, but now up at minus 160. I guess the line is getting a little bit up there. I don't know if I can take. What's your take on this game, Mike Brenner?
Well, it's kind of interesting, the words you said with what I had just told you. You said, I think, some of the sharp money and so forth. This is, for me, this is every number, every trend, all that goes out the window today,
Really?
100%. And that's even overlooking the fact that Maeda has pitched so poorly in his two postseason plays. 3 runs, 4 hits, and a total of 4 innings. This guy has no capability of going past 5 innings. They know that. Here's the kicker, Pete. Here's why it's a Cubbies run line.
Yeah.
This is a run line win, all right? And again, this is the series this year. It's 2-3-2,
Yeah.
all right? They want to get this game and go wrap it up at home because Cleveland Indians are sitting down, drinking Gatorade, relaxing, getting healthy, and waiting. All right, here's the kicker, though. Lester was not happy, all right, and he loves Joe Madden, but when Madden yanked him after the 6th inning, last game, he didn't like it, and he verbally let him know, and look what happened. Everything changed. They lost, all right, but he respects Madden enough and said, hey, he's the boss. He makes the call. But this guy is so fired up to get on this mound today. Pistol Pete, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
This guy's liable to throw a no-no, and he probably won't, but you know what? I think he's going to have a quality start. That little edge, that little chip on his shoulder, he wants to show Joe Madden what he's got. He's going to go deep in this game. This team picked up momentum last night when those bats just went nuts. All right, Dodgers really see that who this team is.
Yeah.
I don't think this momentum stops, Pete. I think this is a no-brainer run line winner. Cubbies, cash that ticket,
All right,
baby.
so you want it on the full game?
Yes, full game.
All right, the best
Matter
line.
of fact, I'm going to have first half run line and full game. Talk to
Okay,
me.
well, the full game would be plus 116. That's
My
a pinnacle
God,
line.
that's a steal. I ought to be in jail for stealing.
And then the run line on the first 5 would be minus 115.
I love it. Pistol Pete, I love it. I absolutely am going off of momentum and emotion. When I read that article about Lester, that just sealed the deal for me. I put my play in. I'm not looking backwards, and this is the kind.
Yeah.
If it lost, I would say I'm okay with
Right.
it, but the Dodgers don't have enough power to keep up with this team
All right,
today.
well, the line's a little high for me, but I'll go with you, Mike Brenner. I'll take the first 5 innings money line, minus 159, and I'll take the minus 1 line on the game for the Cubs, which will be
Like it.
about minus 120 or
Jumping in
something
that
like
car
that.
again, baby,
Yeah.
and we're driving to the bank.
Look,
Pete,
I
I got to
mean,
ask you
yeah,
something, though.
yeah.
Do you think there is something in the Cubs' heads, all right, that says, hey, we got to get this one because then we go home, we wrap it up in front of our home crowd, and then we get to the Indians who have been resting? I think that's big in their heads,
No,
Pete.
I'm going on this just because I am a firm believer in Lester,
Yeah.
and I'm only a half believer in Maeda. And even
Well, I was asking your opinion only. Do you think that has anything to do with them saying to themselves, hey, let's get this now and go home and wrap it up?
I have no idea how they talk to themselves, these
Okay.
professional
Well, you know
athletes.
what? I
Yeah.
think I do,
Yeah,
Pistol,
you
yeah.
might. That's your purview, Mike Brenner. That
Okay.
is not how professional athletes and people in general talk to themselves. I have no clue.
Okay.
But,
We'll still drink a beer later on.
Yeah,
It's all good.
But I think that, and the thing is that even if Maeda does, which would not be a surprise, come out and throw a gem, Lester might match him, and if that happens, then the Cubs' bets still might cash. So
I agree.
and if Maeda comes out and struggles again, then the Cubs are locked.
And there's one other thing I just want to mention real quick for the Cleveland Indians. Check this out, Pete. You don't think they're not getting pumped up right now by LeBron James and company? All right, these two franchise, you got the Cavaliers that win the championship, championship in the same year that the Indians have a chance. They got a coach that is amazing, or a manager. All right, this guy has won 2 World Series. He knows how to play the chess game, and they saved their best baseball for last. And what was lacking the whole year was consistency. They now have found it at the right time. Cleveland Indians going to be a dangerous team no matter who wins this
they
other
got kind
series.
of a balanced lineup, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what if it is Cubs against against the
could be.
Cleveland. I'll be interested to see what the odds are both on the futures and game by game, because that's a series where the Cubs might get overvalued, because if the Cubs come in and they're like Toronto, if they're like they might even be bigger favorites than Toronto. If
you
they're
might
like
be
a
right.
minus 200 favorite every game, the Cleveland that's a series where like the Cubs might win the series, but Cleveland has overall betting value on every game line.
And you know what, Pistol Pete, I don't forget a whole lot, and I listened to everything you say, and it was probably 4, maybe 5 weeks ago, you were talking about a spark for the Indian. It was Francisco Lindor, all right? You called it. You said, this guy
I say
is
that?
sharp. Yes, you did.
Oh,
See?
okay.
I remember, and I'm not kidding you. He's the one that's got them sharp and right now playing ball. So they go as he goes, and he's on fire. So good insight there, Pistol.
All right, Mike Brenner. Well, we're both on the Cubs once again today. We cashed on that yesterday. Hope we don't get burned, and win or lose, we'll be back for Game 6 of this series on, I guess, when will that be? No, I guess
Well,
it'll be
we're going to
Saturday.
find that
Is that
out.
Saturday,
Yeah, we might have to film. That's
Yeah,
all good. But
all
you know
right.
what? I got first half run line and the full game. Cash them both. And hey, loyal followers, thank you guys. We really appreciate you.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts. Shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.